Hello, crafty friends. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new around here. So, today I'm playing along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Here is my quote that I am playing along with today, as well as Christmas in July, the week long hop. And I'm also playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, where we were to use tissue paper, a brayer, and paint. So these are some pictures that I was at a crafting retreat, and this friend Heidi was learning how to use a jelly plate from Sarah. And so since all I did bring some tissue paper for uh, this particular layout, and since they were using paint and a brayer, I asked Heidi to actually create something for me to use on this page. So that is what you see me working with right now, and I'm just kind of playing around, see how I might want to use this on my page. You will see a drastic change here in a minute, right there, where I decide that I'm not into the white background with the bow on it. So I do pull one of my full 12 by 12 size pieces of paper, that wood grain, and that is what I'm going to use for my background. So I'll just stick it over the top of the existing page because I've already created on the other side of that page. So that'll just stick on there. And I do mark the holes. I mark it this way first, and then I decide I better mark it on the front so I do not create or put an embellishment over where the holes are going to go. So that's what you see me do there. And I have already glued down that red frame from the Frames Essential collection that came in. It came out at the same time as the Christmas line, but it was actually separate from the Christmas line. So to use the pin off of my Pinterest board that in the movie A Christmas Story. Oh my goodness. Um, the old man wins an award and he receives this lamp, and so on the outside of the crate it says fragile, but he pronounces it as Frageelay, and promptly announces that it must be Italian or from Italy. And so I used both the correct spelling and the pronunciation. I used the little stamp set again that I have been using a couple other times throughout this album here on some of the labels that came in the, I'm guessing it was the one of the ephemera packs. So, and then there you can see I had added a rub-on to a scrap piece of paper that I used to back that label where the inside came out. So now I think I'm looking for something to mat my photos, and it looks like I'm going to mat those on just a scrap of white piece of paper. And as you may have seen me throughout the process of working on this album that I have been using both liquid adhesive as well as dry adhesive, and that's really just to make sure that it sticks down good the first time with the dry adhesive, and then the liquid is to make sure that it's goes all the way to the outside and has a good adherence so it will stay on the page for the pages that are not inside a page protector. Oh, I guess I haven't glued down the frame yet. So there I just used a tiny bit of tape runner so I wouldn't rip the tissue paper with the paint on it. And then the rest, the frame, I am using the tear tape to go around the outside edge. And so once I get that down, it'll hold the entire piece of tissue paper down. If you don't have one already, that I find that my weeding tool from Cricut is actually a great use to get my tear tape pieces up after I've torn them down or torn the edge off, and instead of my fingernails. So, little tip for you there: if you have troubles getting your tape backing off, that try getting one of those picks from that they use for your cut files. So. Here you can see I have pulled out a few other bits and pieces from the ephemera that I do decide to go with the two different colored tickets up at the top. And then I pull in a few more stars here to add around the layout here before I start to glue everything down. There we go. I think I end up with 2 in 2 places and 3 in another. So here I am going back now that I've kind of did a dry fit on everything, and now just adding all the adhesive to all the places. So, and the little thing that I'm using there with those stars, that has really been helpful, since those have been, they're really tiny and fidgety, and so if you have the wax tip piece there, I don't even know what they're called. I think they're like a sequin picker or something like that. And so that's what I've been using to pick up all those little stars, and it has been very helpful. So just getting my title down here and making sure that they overlap and kind of cover up the cord on my desk. So the other thing I didn't talk about was Cody's expression was actually almost identical to the little boy in the movie when he sees his dad's award for the first time, and starts to run his hand up the side of the leg. And that just cracked me up that I was able to actually capture that one of the first times that he actually saw this decoration in my office. So here are the close-up shots. If you have any questions, leave those down below. I will have a playlist for everybody playing along listed down below as well. And thank you for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Bye.